Let's go. I think we're live. All right, let's get to work. Point one. So what I'm doing now is like if anyone is caring, but like I have my rough draft on the back, and this is just like kind of my layout, and I printed it in reverse, and I put it on my glass table, and then I turn the light on underneath so I can kind of see, where I'm doing. And then once I get to a certain point, like I'll use this to help just put my initial my lines where they're supposed to be. And then I'll just turn the light off altogether. And that's when I'll start going in and plugging in all of the detail. But this is really just to help me make sure that I keep my elements in place. I just want to, I don't like having the light on underneath. I think I find it distracting. So I want to do as much as I can, as quick as I can, to get this off so I can just work with the lines that I have. And there's always going to be room for change. Like as I'm going, there may be things that I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling that so much. And this is a character I'm not super familiar with drawing. And so that's, and I almost, excuse me for doing that. I almost forgot that I put the bandana in front of the hand, and I almost just drew the hand all the way through. But in some iterations of the Gunslinger, he has the bandana. So I thought I would honor the bandana action. And I'm not like a huge gun guy, so I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be making up pieces of this gun, and it's not going to be like, oh, that's not the proper. I'll go ahead and tell you right now, it's not going to be the proper whatever it is you're thinking. It'll be close enough to get the idea across. And that's what my job is, to get you close enough. And I normally would have had, I would have given him some more trigger safety. I would have had his hand laying on the side, but I don't think back in the old Wild West. Stop by to say hi. Thank you, little lamb. How's it, brother? one day I'm going to get a chance to go to Hawaii. I think one of the only ways I'm going to get a chance to go to Hawaii is if I do something as an actor that warrants like people wanting to come and get my autograph and stuff, and then like the convention that goes on in Hawaii wants to have me out as a guest. Like, I'm pretty sure that's the only way that Brian Silverbacks will make it to Hawaii. Someone says I need to start drawing on my number one. So dope, dude. Well, thank you, CJ, right? CJ, yeah. So I have the idea of trying to put as much detail in this as I can. But I'm also like, maybe I should pull back a little bit, because I was really wanting to put like all these little like spawn symbols in this and around this, like in the bridal stuff. But I'm afraid like the more you do extra like that, the more chances you are to giving yourself to mess it up, because all you have to do is have like, I could have drawn the perfect bridal, but if I don't have the perspective right on how the symbol would be printed on the leather, like if it doesn't match the planes, then the whole thing will be garbage and nobody will want to give it the time of day. So I'll just stick to what I know that I can do, not like in a safe way, but just like I don't need to overcomplicate it to the point where I've decreased the chances of it coming across like I want it to. Or if I had to spend more time, on it in the pencil stage or in the layout stage, I would have been able to figure that out, and then it wouldn't have been as much of an issue. But I'm not real big on that. Like, I like just going in and doing the work. So just enough detail to give me like, so if I turn the light off now, keep it simple. Yes, Francesca. I don't want to overcomplicate it to the point where I have bit off more than I can chew, but I also don't want to have just regular line art that everybody and their brother can do. I have to find this happy medium of what I can legitimately pull off, where my skill set is. Because I've been told by some people that they enjoy the level of detail that I add to stuff. And so I don't want to, would love to see you do a Gunslinger Spawn, Iron Maiden, Eddie, Stranger. Oh yeah, that would be cool. I may have drawn the Gunslinger Spawn like 3 times in my life. I can't think of many opportunities where I've done it. So I'm not overly confident in like the layout and how to pull certain tricks off and stuff like that with them. But so now I'm trying to figure out how I wanted this to work. Like when I do it, I just like have this, I know I want it here, but I don't know how to actually make it happen. Like logistically, like, is this on top of the Is this on top of the things, or is it, you know, are they threaded through this? And the easiest option is that this is on top of everything. I could have overcomplicated it and had like all of the straps threaded through this, like there was an opening right here for it to come through or something. It would have been cool. But we're not in the detail stage right now. Right now, we're just trying to get everything so we can turn off that light in the background. That's all I'm trying to get to. I'm sorry if I don't wave at everybody on Instagram. I'm trying. It's tough. I'm maintaining the Instagram here while I'm maintaining all the StreamYard stuff over yonder ways. And at the same time, trying to make sure I focus on just making this just to the point where I don't have to, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I definitely don't need to make too many accidents on this part right here. The layout like part. Oh, congratulations to Francesca. If she's still watching, Francesca she posted today on Facebook that she got a job working at Archie Comics. How cool is that? I hope it's more than just like a cover. I hope it's like a long-term thing, man. That'd be cool. Like I'm just doing enough to kind of make my lines so that I know where they are underneath. Like once I turn this off, like I'm not trying to do a full render of anything at this point. And then I know that the Spawn has the Gunslinger Spawn has an updated face like a mask design. I want to make sure I get that right. So I want to thank Corey King for helping me. I knew the image existed because the Spawn suit adapted and made him get a new mask as the Gunslinger, and I couldn't remember where I had seen it. And so I reached out to Corey because Corey is currently inking the Gunslinger Spawn comics, which is just mind-blowing in itself, right? So he was able to show me the panels of the page where the mask had changed so that I could incorporate the updated mask, which I don't really see too many people drawing it with the updated look. Well, we're about to get to that. And I'm not going to do any of the hair here. And these are metal skulls, so we'll be rendering these out differently. Oh, sheesh. Well, I just got kicked off of Instagram. Said Instagram needs to update. Instagram needs to update while You're doing your thing. Instagram needs to update. So let's check it out. What's up, Andre? So there's this. Or let me turn a little bit that way. See if the Instagram is done updating. Like I was broadcasting live on. I guess it. I'm just gonna go. Boom. Hopefully, like the people that were watching will come back. I don't know. You killed that first spawn piece. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Like I'm hoping to follow it up. That's what this is for. That's what this is for. Oh shit! Why did I turn the light off? I'm still kind of playing with where my light sources are going to be in this piece. I haven't quite set it down. Yeah, I'm sure that there'll be no shortness of people entering the spawn contest to see if they can get have their art be used for a variant cover, and I'd like that, but I don't envy the situation they've put themselves in, because now they're going to get a whole bunch of artists at every level, and some of them are going to be, like little kids drawing or somebody trying to play a joke or something like that. And so they're going to have to filter through all that stuff to find the legit people that are trying to get their stuff seen. But yeah, so this is like the updated like bandana look. It's easy to separate. Hey, Goodyear. Like I'm hoping it's not a popularity contest, because there are definitely people that have, more Instagram followers than I do and stuff, and have more followers and supporters that use the call to action. So I'm hoping that's not the only metric they're using to Yeah, there probably will. I imagine that there will be a number of AI entries, but I think there'll be enough artists on hand to call out and uh, force them to say, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's AI. That's not going to pass." So this area is going to be really wonky right here. I don't know what I'm doing right here. You know what? I'll take that back. I don't know what I'm doing at all. But right there just feels like it's going to be worse. Like if you look at the draft, like I just kind of like scribble some shit because I'm not sure. Because what I plan to do is I plan on there being like a lot of black, a lot of shadows intersecting, and a lot of ambient inclusions right in here and right in here because I had a tough time figuring out how to join these areas up and make them a part of the thing as a whole. So I have to figure out how I'm going to address that. But the idea that I came in with is that I will use like shadows and such to get the job done. I'm hoping what will shine for me will be just like the level of detail and the large amount of ink just poured onto like the use of all the blacks, like the heavy blacks. Like I that's not only do I find that like the most fun part for me. Well, I my initial thing to do with this was I was going to try to do a Death Dealer homage, but not a one for one, like not him just sitting on the horse, like the iconic image of the Death Dealer, but more of like him standing in front with the horse, and it just kind of turned into this because I wanted to get closer. I wanted the camera to get closer and closer, and the more close I got to the subjects, the less and less the homage was readable. So I just kind of like in my head, that's where we started, but that's not where we ended up. And then I kind of wanted to take the camera angle and like pull it down just a little bit so that we could have that uh like 3 point perspective. Like we're not looking right at them. We're looking like below them. That's why the horse and the head are on the same level. Because originally I had the horse's head down here, which would have been a way different. It would have almost been like the bubble type perspectives, but that would have worked. But I couldn't. I wanted it to be right here, so I had to figure out what perspective to use to put him here instead of having him here, which would be more of a like a more dramatic perspective. So that's the idea. And that's where we are. And see who breathes so free. And then I want to dirty up his hat and have his hat be kind of beat up. But I haven't not seen an instance where they have his hat beat up. And I don't know, and I don't read the comics, so I don't know if that is like something that just doesn't happen, like because his hat's so special, like it doesn't do that. And I don't want to violate that, you know. So if I haven't seen anybody else do it, I'll just assume that it is a no-go to make his hat dirty and beat up. Boy, that's what I think. All right. I'm pretty close to being able to turn off the light altogether and then just start going to work. Like I'm really having trouble with how I wanted to pull this off because I didn't put a lot of thought into it. I think that's going to be a theme. Like you just didn't put enough thought into it, man. I think we'll have this come through like this. I really wanted to have this little thing hanging in front of this, but it just didn't seem to work out that way. Like it's just little things like this, like when you put something in front of something that you're helping the reader understand where things lie. And this is the little bitty stuff that will separate you, like your work, from someone who doesn't maybe know or is not confident enough to put stuff in front of other stuff. So I try to find ways to incorporate overlap so that it can help putting everything where it needs to be. See, this is too close. Now that I'm looking at it, like that's too close. So we'll pull him a little further away. And realize that this is three-dimensional, so it's going to have more meat on this side than it does on the other side. Then this one will almost be like full on to the side. I'll turn the light off in just a second and see where we are. It's times like these that I wish I was better at doing digital work so that I could just do the whole thing digitally. I'm just really not comfortable, or I haven't found brush settings or something that make me feel good. I feel good enough with my digital stuff to just do this. But when it comes to like doing detailed stuff or like doing the work that I want to do, the picture that was sent to me, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's Gunslinger issue 1, where he's wearing this his traditional Spawn mask, and then he takes his hat off, and the mask changes into this mask. So it's just round up top, and it has like a bandana that's tied in the background. So it's just like a round top for the person on Facebook. I prefer hands-on drawing. I do too, but I would love to have a more efficient workflow and be able to render faster and take it with me when I, go on the plane or go this way or go that way. Like I think it would be awesome to have that ease. See, I only want one. They don't both have to hang out. I feel like that's maybe the other one's caught up back there somewhere. Who knows? And then this is where I want this to come up. come over here and do it. And I wanted the wind. I wanted the wind to be a factor. That way we could have like the coat kind of do like what the cape would do. So that's why I have both of his things pointing this way. Definitely learn Procreate or Crayon. Oh, I mean, I know how to use these softwares. I know how to use Procreate. I know how to use, I'm using Adobe Fresco. I know how to use them. It's just not as satisfying or comfortable as it is. What's up, John Martin? I'm doing all right. Oh yeah, I said I'd turn this off so we can see where we are. So this is where we are so far. Gangsters make the world go round. What's up, Jeff Keys? All right, so like right here, see this skull? I'll be like right here on this side. So we're not going to see this. Maybe we'll have like a little indication. You want a little indication, so we'll put some. See, I made the mistake of thinking it was going to be up here when I first started out. And then I looked at it, it doesn't look balanced. So we're approaching another spot where I was having trouble, which is right here in this shoulder area. It's not a cape, it's a jacket. So his jacket has to be wrapped around his body a little bit and then underneath the arm and then coming out. So I was having difficulty making that happen. So, and then he has like this, there's this like shoulder, the shoulder addition here, like that makes it like a trench, like the old school trench coats. So I have to make like, in my mind, that's the jacket going around the top of his body. And then we'll get like the lower part of his body. So this will be like the jacket turning around in here. And then the rest of the jacket will be here. I forgot, some of these people have him with an arm bracelet on, or like some sort of armband. But we can add that later. So now this is a very intricate part. So I need to kind of lay this out a little bit. Super backs. Thank you for the confidence booster. So this is all one big glove. So when I do gloves, I like to put like this to help it read as a glove. These little things, which gloves have, but it's just, it helps. It'll also help like your colorist understand that it's not a hand, or however you want to do it. It's up to you. All right. So these are some big swooping lines. And there's many, as I was looking, there's many different ways to do these arms. Some people don't put the spikes on them at all. Some people just have it as like a big open coat thing. But some of them have it. You can do it. There's a lot of freedom in what version you want to present. But it's really clear that they want you to see that this is a not just the other version of Spawn with a top hat. So they really give you some design differences, like with these small spikes. I don't think there are anything that could be confused for small spikes on Spawn proper. So these are more like studly things. And then now there's a little bit of this one on the other side. There you go. That turned out pretty well. And then now we'll do the buckles. Maybe I need to put a little bit more curve on them. So let's just put the buckles out here. So when you buckle the belt, I always get thrown off just a little bit when doing stuff like this. Like sometimes I'll put like men's zippers on the wrong side of their pants just because I'm not thinking about it. Like I'll just be like, that's just how I feel that it would go. But that's not it. That's not how it goes. So if you take the time to put a little tongue hanging out of it, it'll feel, although it's not quite correct, but it's not quite correct, but it'll do what it's supposed to do. And by all means, like this should be underneath the belt anyway. You know what I mean? So that should not even be poking out. And then this is supposed to be like regular glove stuff. And then, do you think a new Spawn movie? I do not think that there will. Thank you for telling me it looks great. Yeah, I do not think we will see a Spawn movie anytime soon. And it won't be for lack of trying. It's just, I don't know. I just don't see it being everybody compromising. I don't see Todd compromising enough on his vision, and I don't think the studios will want to follow his vision because they want a comic that will be more true to what they know the fans like, because they want to make sure they get their money's worth. So they don't want to do something that the fans haven't seen or aren't used to. So that's why I don't think the Jamie Foxx one worked, is because Todd McFarlane said, hey, I want to do this Spawn, but I want him to be like just a voice. And I imagine the studio said, hey, that's not how it is in the comics. And if we're going to give you all this money, we want it to be like the comics that people are paying to see or paying to buy. And so that's where I think the whole thing began to fall apart, was Todd McFarlane was trying to make something new, and the studios wanted something that was more of a guarantee that they already were familiar with, if I had to guess. So this is the area that I was talking about earlier that I just don't feel confident in this area here. So there'll be a lot of shadow going on. I think Todd has always had the best intentions for it. It's just beyond his control to say, well, we won't compromise. Yeah, I agree. And this is kind of like a loose fitting jacket. So there will be folds and such in here. And then this is underneath that flap. So a lot of this will be dark. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, it's still kind of wonky in here, but it will get where it needs to be. And then we have the jacket. We'll put more time into this later, but just want it to read. Just want it to read. That's what I needed to do. I needed to read. All right. So now as you look at this, like if this is the center line, so that means his chest center line is here. You got to make sure that both of these marks are relatively close to the same distance away from the center line. So I'll have to make some adjustments. So see, like, and I don't like this one simply because it looks like it's coming out of the skull there. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, I could put the skull back, I guess. Yeah, let's do that. This is a big change I'm about to make. And then we'll put the skull right here. Gotta revisit my center line here. And then figure out where the big tooth is going to be. And for anyone that's just like, these will be metal skulls, so we'll render them out all metallic looking and stuff, and they won't be. So you could see we had to move that quite a bit, but now I think it fits better with, and that little pokey outy thing won't do what I wanted it not to do. This will be all folded and fold stuff, and then let's see, how do I want that? I want this to come out like this. This is that shoulder thing. There we go. That feels really good. That feels better. And then we'll put this. All right, so now we'll do the little suit lines. So we'll see if this is right here where it starts, then it needs to be on the equivalent. Kind of right there. There you go. And then like this suit, it comes down into a V right here. So that's how that goes. See, something about this, I couldn't figure out the problem. Something about this, it doesn't feel right. It still doesn't feel right. And I don't know how to rectify that. I don't know how to rectify that. Yeah, I'm almost done with this part of this stage of the drawing, which is just getting it to the point where I can turn the light box off underneath. Not that there's been any cool revelations or any cool things done. So really all I got left to do is this belt buckle that I'm sure won't be nearly as fun to watch. So I'll turn this off, let you guys get a last look at it before we come back later and do some more. But there it is. Stay tuned to my Facebook and Instagram and stuff for some more live stuff. When I go live and I'll start doing some more on this, I'm going to probably go ahead and fill in this belt and all this stuff right here before I come back. So thank you for watching. Please support me and other people like me and just cool people in general. So thank you, Instagram people. Thank you. Am I sure I want to quit? Yes. Yes, end video. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.